Hello, my name is Connor, aka Cartonium here, and today I'm going to be doing a different video than my usual ones, because instead of showing portable games, I'm going to be doing a discussion on portable games. And a new topic that's recently came up is that, could mobile gaming take over portable systems? Now, I think the first answer to this, we gotta look at the definition of portable games, and in basic terms, it's any video game that is portable, but that could be really anything. It started off as the Nintendo Game & Watch, where it was those little mini games that came on LCD screens, and then it really hit it with the Nintendo Game Boy in the 80s, which was far more better than any one before it. You have Tetris and Super Mario Land, which were games you saw on the NES, but now portably. This opened a new market for video games because it was a new way to play it. Now everyone capitalized on it. You had Sega, you had Atari, and you even have Tiger Electronics making the LCD ones, but into more bigger games like you see on the Genesis. But in the current day, we have the 3DS, the PS Vita, and the iPhone or iPad. Either of these electronics by Apple can play mobile games that are in some ways similar to the ones on Nintendo, but in other ways not as much. So what are the differences between mobile gaming and portable gaming? So let me bring out my 3DS. So here's a standard portable console, the 3DS here. This is quite like the DS and has quite the same idea as the PS Vita or PSP or really any handheld console. This one, sure, is more technologically advanced than an iPhone, but in some ways it's the same concept. The thing that separates an iPhone from a 3DS is the game library. What you usually find on iPhones is quick, simple pickup games like Angry Birds, which I do really like Angry Birds, Temple Run, or Doodle Jump. They're just games you play for a little bit of time to just kill time. Sure, there are much bigger ones like the ones EA makes, but those are in themselves just smaller versions of actual games. What you get on 3DS is full-fledged games. So here we have Mario Kart 7 and one from the DS, New Super Mario Bros. These games are full-length. You get tens to hundreds of hours from them. You can play these. I say what makes the biggest difference is that these games are even ones I'd play at my house. These are ones that are so close to gaming on a console that you can almost go in between them. That's what's so impressive about Mario Kart 7, is because you play Mario Kart Wii and then 7, and 7 doesn't feel like a downgrade to the other. This is what I think gaming on actual handheld systems will never be taken over by mobile. Because even though mobile might hit a market with the general audience to just play pickup games, people who want a console that can play full games will probably stick to the 3DS. And it's not even like Mario Kart 7, like I used as an example, is even the biggest one. You can look at Mario & Luigi games on the DS, and they're very long story games. And another thing that I think will help with the 3DS is Virtual Console being on it. So now you can play old, like NES games or Game Boy games on your system. Mobile gaming is definitely something to look out for. I think some of the games are super impressive, like Angry Birds. Angry Birds is one of the first ones I can think of that is such a commercial hit from the others. Angry Birds, I mean, look at the merch I have down there. I hope you enjoy the background I made. I wanted to put them together like they're gonna battle. But Angry Birds is such a commercial hit, it's up there with Mario. It sells, I'd say, probably the same amount of merchandise, if not more. I think what will happen with mobile gaming is that if a mobile game's good enough, it'll go over to portable systems and then consoles. I think that's the direction we're heading in. What makes mobile gaming super awesome is that companies don't have to put much into it. Video games can be made cheaper because you don't have to make a physical copy, you don't have to print out the cartridges, you don't have to work with Nintendo. All you have to do is you have to make your game, and then you can upload it to the App Store. And I'm sure there's fees with that, and they take a cut of sales, but it's much more easier to do than 3DS. I'm sure there's many people who tried to get their game published on 3DS, but it's much harder to get in. I'm not really sure the amount of apps on the App Store, but I mean, if you go on there right now, there are tons and tons of games. I alone have a full home screen of games. That's what I really like about mobile gaming, is that they don't have to battle out. They can just coincide with each other. Um, so that's basically my points on mobile gaming and if it would ever take over handheld systems. I think, speaking of mobile games, if you don't know, I record on my iPod, and I think at one point I want to get a separate camera so I can do a video called like what's on my iPod. I can show the music I have, what games I have, what apps I use every day. I think that would be really awesome. So stay tuned for that. But thank you for watching, and see you next video.